Welcome to This Explainer. So today we are tackling a topic that literally keeps digital agency owners up at night. We're talking about scaling your content SEO retainers without completely burning out your team in the process. Look, if you've ever felt like your agency's growth is just kind of held hostage by your own production limits, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into the data and some real-world lessons from agencies who've actually managed to navigate this massive hurdle. Okay, let's dive right into this, because when agencies first start offering these retainers, there's almost always this shared assumption, right? You just assume that crafting the perfect high-level strategy is going to be the absolute hardest part of the job. But that assumption is usually completely backward. The strategy, that's entirely manageable. The real underlying challenge, the one that catches everyone totally off guard, is the execution. It's trying to maintain that consistent, high-quality content month after month, all while trying to keep operations efficient as more and more clients start rolling in. Section 1, the content retainer illusion. So we all know the core appeal of an SEO retainer. Consistent publishing creates momentum. Bundling things like keyword research, the actual blog writing, on-page optimization, you're giving clients the ongoing fuel they desperately need to generate organic traffic. And hey, the value proposition is incredibly strong. That's exactly why it's so easy to sell. But as you probably know, selling the retainer and actually fulfilling it at a high level, those are two very, very different games. Over time, the absolute most crucial lesson learned by scaling agencies is that successful retainers simply cannot depend on sheer human effort alone. Look, with 2 or 3 clients, yeah, you can survive on caffeine and late nights, just muscling your way through deadlines. But as you expand, you quickly realize you literally cannot outwork a broken process. Suddenly, your survival and your profitability depend entirely on reliable systems. Section 2, 3 production bottlenecks. I want you to think about your own operations for just a second. Why do production bottlenecks suddenly appear right when you start celebrating those new client wins? Think about your writers, your editors, your account managers. As demand grows, they just become stretched incredibly thin. And suddenly, that high quality you pride yourself on becomes way harder to maintain. And those comfortable deadlines turn into stressful races against the clock. And this brilliantly illustrates the 3 specific challenges that tend to hit you all at once. First, you just hit the wall of limited production capacity. I mean, there are only so many hours in the day, right? Second, you start seeing these wildly inconsistent quality levels across different writers, especially as you scramble to hire more freelancers to meet demand. And third, there's the increasing competition from AI-generated content. Because the web is flooded with AI text right now, genuine originality and top-tier quality are fundamentally harder to maintain than ever before. Looking back at how operations usually run, well, there's an honest confession that a lot of agency owners have to make. We spend entirely too much time managing freelance writers, revising those wildly inconsistent drafts, coordinating chaotic publishing schedules, and, manually building links. All of those wasted resources, they'd be so much better spent on high-level strategy and client growth. But instead, you just get bogged down in the weeds of manual management, rather than actually steering the ship. Section 3, the partnership pivot. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it shows the solution to that capacity problem. You have to fundamentally change your production model, because doing everything internally, that was actually the problem. Instead of trying to handle everything under your own roof, you keep the strategy, the reporting, the client communication, basically your true core value, strictly in-house. Then you partner up with a white label content provider for the actual production and execution. Splitting strategy from execution like this allows you to aggressively scale your content output without constantly having to expand your internal payroll. And what's the ultimate result of this pivot? The biggest benefit, by far, is consistency. When you use specialized partners, you're tapping into their standardized workflows, their baked-in editorial processes, and their rigorous quality control. It essentially guarantees that you maintain the exact same high-level output across multiple client accounts. So whether you have 5 clients or 50, the quality stays absolutely locked in. Section 4, rules for long-term success. Now, making this hybrid outsourced model function flawlessly for the long haul requires 3 non-negotiable steps. Step 1, use standardized content briefs. Your partners absolutely need clearer, repeatable instructions to deliver great content. Step 2, set realistic publishing goals. Don't go promising output that's going to break the machine. And step 3, which is crucial, maintain editorial oversight. Even when the heavy lifting of production is outsourced, your agency has to remain the final gatekeeper for quality. So the crucial point is making sure you're actually measuring the right things. You need to track organic traffic and keyword growth rather than just obsessing over, how many articles you published this month. You have to prioritize actual, measurable growth for your clients over mere word counts. Because let's be real, producing a massive volume of mediocre content simply won't win you long-term retainers. And, well, we can't really talk about success without talking about your wallet. A lot of agencies make the fatal mistake of underpricing their retainers just to win the business up front. But over time, that leads directly to intense operational stress and severely reduced profitability. Sustainable retainers require a pricing structure that honestly reflects the entire scope of work: the creation, the management, the reporting, and the ongoing support. Basically, if you don't charge for the system will eventually break. Let's move to Section 5, Processes over Production, and see how this builds into the ultimate lesson of this agency journey. Running a successful content SEO retainer really boils down to these 4 pillars: consistency, scalability, quality control, and long-term growth. When these 4 pieces are finally working together in harmony, your agency delivers far better results. You retain your clients much longer, and most importantly, you grow the business without completely overwhelming your internal team. It all comes down to this core idea: the agencies that grow most successfully are not necessarily the ones producing the most content. They're the ones with the most reliable processes. It's such a vital distinction to make. Anyone can type words on a page, right? But only a tightly run system can predictably deliver business growth month after month. So I'll leave you with this. Take a hard, honest look at your own operations. Is your agency relying purely on effort to survive the month? Or are you truly scaling with reliable systems? Answering that question honestly is the key to unlocking your agency's next level of growth. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gives you the exact blueprint you need to go out there and restructure your approach for a stronger, much more scalable business.